Plastic Gamer 7 and welcome back to another video here on the channel. This is going to be a second video to looking at my screenshots and getting to sort of see some of the things behind the scenes. My last one was like the EV family folder, and I definitely think I'm going to have to like cut parts where I'm just going through like the cast mode pictures, because those are like the least interesting and the like ones that I talked the least about anyway, because that video ended up taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So I'm going to go ahead and record this one, and then I'm going to give some time and let these two upload, and then figure out how I'm going to do the third folder that I at least really want to do, and then wait for your feedback for the rest of the folders. On a refresher on the folders, this is the photos. I forgot what this I think this folder is actually from a collab thing that I did. So, if you're want to know about the mysterious folder that's just titled New Folder, definitely let me know. But, yeah, some of them are definitely very self-explanatory as to what they are. So, if there's any particular folder that you want to see, definitely feel free to leave that down in the comments below. But I am for surely... I've already done the EV family. We're going to be looking at the Forgotten Families today, which is actually, I've already looked into the folder, a lot smaller than the EV family, so it definitely shouldn't take as long. And then I want to do this one. I feel like this one has quite a few photos in it, so I'm going to have to see if I'm going to have to split that one in two. And then after that, I'm going to wait to hear your all's feedback on which folder you would sort of like to see next. And like I stated, these are all builds, so they will be going in that folder eventually. I just haven't sorted them in there yet. So yeah, anyway, so we're going to go to the Forgotten Family, and I did go ahead and hit the little date by thing, so this is actually the oldest one. So they should... Does that mean I go this way, or do I go this way? Which one? Which way is it going? I don't actually quite know. Wait. Is that not... Oh, that's not the... Okay, that's why I'm confused. That's not the oldest photo. Ha! Ha! Okay, yeah, so it's not gonna let me, so I gotta go this way. So yeah, this is the oldest. The Forgotten Family doesn't have as many photos for a few reasons. One, I made them a little bit after the EV family. Their story started being told after the EV family, but their stories did sort of technically coincide with each other in a certain way. As anyone who hasn't watched the Forgotten Family series, these particular sims are actually based off my own creations of evolutions that don't technically exist. So in Pokemon, there's actually like a few types that Eevee does not have an evolution for, and these are based off of them. So it's Bug, Poison, Ghost, Steel, Dragon, Rock, Ground, Flying, and Fighting. Yeah, because there's 9 of them. So that was what they were based off of. And this is this family, and they sort of don't have the best reputation in my Sims world. And they are always compared to the Eevee family, because at one point I basically was like, these families sort of like were in the same stature. So a lot of times they're compared to each other, but these ones are not known for the best things. So they're constantly compared, and then it got to this generation, and they're trying to rewrite their family's history, basically, and prove that the past doesn't always define the current generation and the future generations. So they're trying to right a wrong in a way, but because of their upbringing and a lot of the struggles they went through that the Eevee family did not, they go about things in some strange manners, but they have good intents. They just sometimes don't go about it in the right ways. But anyway, so let's go through the screenshots. This is Vinion. I'm definitely could tell that he's having some vampiric spar. He is a vampire. Him and Arachneon, his older sister, is. And Arachneon actually, like, her and Vinion were close when they were little, and she's the reason sort of why they got turned, because she was hanging out with the wrong crowd. And since he was tagging along for the ride because he looked up to his big sister, they both got turned into vampires. And there is Arachneon, so they're like having a friendly spar together. So who knows? Oh gosh, the blur. Who won? Because I don't have a picture of that. But I do remember this. Vinion's hand was like glitched, and I said it was funny because it looked like he was like trying to advocate the plasma juice. Like, this plasma juice is so good. And he just looks, that Drayon's the oldest. He is the oldest sibling out of them all, and they're cousins, because I did the same thing with the Evie family. There's like the one family and then the cousins, but he's still the oldest. He's the oldest out of them all. And she just looks like she's having a good old time. There's Angion. Angion has quite a few struggles, interesting stories going on for health. Sparion, which is, I should have said, like, what they represent. Vinion's poison, Drayon is dragon, Arachnion is bug, Angion is flying, Sparion is fighting. You almost probably can figure them out. This is Terion, which is ground. I love Terion. She has very extreme anxiety issues, but I love her. Anyway, and this is Pebion, which is rock. It just so happens I have these individual photos of them. It looks like coming up. Mechion, which is steel. Phanteon, which is ghost. And yeah, I've already mentioned them, so I had these individual ones. This is Mechion's dog, Steel, which is absolutely adorable. Little behind-the-scene things of why Steel even exists. I randomly was gonna try to have my friend's sim get drawn into one of the stories, which was Cassie's sim, and I sort of asked her, like, I gave her, like, a group of photos, from main guys that were in the different series, mainly from the Forgotten Family, and I told her, I was like, choose which one you think is the most attractive, no matter, like, don't take into fact, like, take in fact that anything in the world would be, like, any hair color is a normal hair color, etc. Like, imagine it's like an anime world where things are not as strange. And she actually picked Mechion, therefore I made Steel to actually go with her dog Kylo, and hopefully eventually have puppies, but things happened that probably means there's no puppies. So, anyway, I will probably get to that. Probably not in this folder, probably in the other folder, but I forget where I put it. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, this is Steel. I love Steel. Steel's so adorable, though. Like, he's like one of my favorite pets out of all the families. Even the ones I play off screen. He's adorable. Like, yes, the fight in between Glaceon and Angion. Angion and Glaceon actually have a very, very similar personality. And I think, that's partially why they clash heads, but yeah, they got into a full-on brawl in the middle of, is this a bar or is it a club? I don't remember. I think it was a club. And then this is what happened when Angion got home from the club. She passed out. Okay, this is Rice. Rice is adorable. This is Rice's dad, who I don't remember his first name. Their last name is Shatterfield. The dad is actually in politics, while the mom is in the criminal career, if you know where that's going. And Phanteon is also in the criminal career, and was friends with the mom, Rice's mom, until she saw the conditions that they were sort of raising Rice in. His bedroom was barely anything. It had trash in it. His high chair was facing the trash can. They ignored him. They didn't talk to him. And she has this soft spot for kids and animals in distress and need, and she reacted by kidnapping Rice, and taking him as her own. But, his parents are such bad parents that they didn't even call law enforcement. They didn't care. That was one nuisance off their hand that they didn't have to worry about. So, yeah, so she got Rice. And this is Terion's kids, which happened because Angion and Pebion convinced Terion to go out. And Terion has bad anxiety. Like I mentioned, she didn't want to go out. Angion eventually gave her some drinks and said they were non-alcoholic, but they were very, very much so. And it eventually loosened her up to the point that she's like, okay, I'll go out. And it went downhill from there, and these twins happen, and she doesn't even know who the dad is. And it just caused her to, like, have extreme anxiety, and she actually ended up living underneath the house with her two toddlers. She's now, like, she's at the point where she's actually comes out more often out from underneath the ground. But yeah, so she's she has a few issues. This, I don't know what happened here, but she's burnt. And this is Vinion just being happy. Vinion's Vinion. Vinion is an interesting... He's, like, one of the first ones to try to randomly get into a fight with someone, but he's also the first one who will give you a piece of cake for no reason. Or make you laugh because he just wants you to smile. He's a strange individual. And then, that's Aphrodite. That was Drayon's first girlfriend. And she ended up getting pregnant, and I wasn't prepared for that. She came to visit him with full-on belly, and I was like, the heck? That's a scared arachnion for some reason. Oh, and I remember I took these for... What year was it? I don't remember. It was a year of Pride Month. And Angion actually realized that she was sort of bi, and this was her best friend for most of her life, who was lesbian. So they ended up actually getting together. Angion has recently messed that up, like the dummy she is, so I don't know where that relationship's gonna go, but Angion is not a smart cookie. But yeah, so I did these photos of them as a representation for Pride Month, and I actually forgot about them. Okay, this is an adorable photo. Why'd you have to mess things up, Angion? Anyway, so yeah, that's what these are for. And I completely forgot about them. And I remember one thing I did say, though, is I had to change... They had contacts in that changed their eyes slightly. But to be able to put the paint on their face, I had to get rid of their contacts. So, yeah. Anyway, so this was their little photo shoot together. And it's adorable. Oh, that's Kylo. That's the dog that I eventually wanted to steal to have puppies with. Obviously, you know, they had a good old time together here. Whatever happened here. But, yeah, things had to happen. And there's Drayon's son. Jay. I didn't get to name this child. This child just happened. Like I said, it was just a thing. I wasn't planning on Jay being a thing, but Jay's adorable, so it's okay. I let it slide. That's Pebion. Getting a rock massage. That makes sense. I don't remember that. I don't... Oh, wait. Sparion had a mini a fling. Forgot about that. Why is Espeon here? Why was this a thing? I feel like I remember this and don't remember this at the same time, but it looks like Angion is also not getting along with Espeon. I don't... Yeah, no. This is definitely not a getting along moment. This is like anger. Jay. He's adorable. Oh, and this was actually not... Was this? Okay, this was one of the things that Angion messed up with. So Cindy basically was very, very much into her work at the time, and she was wanting to get to a point in her work before, like, you know, she sort of focused on other things, but she very much wanted the relationship with Angion, so she sort of jumped on that as soon as she could, but she still was working a whole lot and focused on her work, and Angion wanted attention, and this happened. And another thing happened as well, and that one got caught, though. I think eventually Angion said something to Cindy about this moment, but I think she didn't say the full extent of what happened either. There's Rice and Fanteon, which, I mean, look how she's looking at him. I mean, I know it's hard to tell where her eyes are looking because the way her eyes look, but look at that. She's, like, so, like, happy that this... I forgot about this. We, like, merged into one. Okay, this is just a funny photo. There's nothing else to say about that. This is also a strange photo. This is what's... And this is adorable. This is a Vinion and a Rice getting down and dancing and dancing. And that's when he met Kylo, or like he was talking to Kylo more, and things didn't work out that way. Oh yeah, Thanksgiving. Were they dating at this time? Mekion and Cassie may have already been dating at this time. But, things... And there's Rice grown up. He's supposed to have black hair, but, you know. My kids have this thing where they just... Things don't work out the way that they're meant to work out. But yeah, this was the Harvest Fest things going on. The vampires ended up eating foods when they shouldn't eat foods, and then they got sick. This is an awkward moment. I remember glitchy times with Toddler. This is Angie on dancing. New Year's Eve party. Look at all this stuff going on. Look at all these people getting on. I mean, considering they were considered, like, you know, inferior to the Evie family, I feel like, you know, they started making some pretty good friends and stuff like that. You know, things going pretty well. I think they were going places. Yeah, so, I think, yeah. There's Terry on Pebby. These two are twins. They're actually pretty close to each other. And Steel. I love Steel. And, you know, Mekion's there too. Steel! Look at him! I love him. And that's Fantion being creepy with her future boyfriend? Were they dating at this time? Hunter's younger than her. Hunter was actually a teenager at this time. He was getting ready to age up. But he was a teenager when they started sort of talking. Things. Oh, wrong way! Wrong way! And that's when... Yeah, no, I think they were already dating at this point, because I was like, Mekion caught her. He caught her up in her ways. He's like, ha. What's going on here, sister? Oh, yeah, they went on a... Wait. Yeah, they went on a date here. I don't know. Is he aged up by now? I hate that I can't tell when the teenagers are young adults. I don't know if he's aged up yet. I can't tell, but that was their first kiss. That definitely was their first kiss. And she looks beautiful, by the way. But, oh. Her. Yeah, she dies. That's how I continue that statement. Her face explains it all. Steel. Yeah, that's their kid. He wasn't prepared to have any kids, but he has, like, 3. But she's the only one that's really confronted him about the whole child thing and actually argued with him. And she is pretty, and I did not make her, and I cannot remember her name right now. But, yeah, she does die, and Sparion does take the kid, but he is not the one who's been really taking care of the kid. Tarion, who's already a mom herself, takes a big part of the responsibility, as you can see. Even Angion looks a little disturbed here, but even Angion actually stepped up a little bit with, Julian is his name here. And there's Jay. Jay's aging up. This was Jay's birthday. That's a bat. And a fancy one. I don't know which sibling that is, but it's a sibling. And that's Jay. Oh, and here's a date with Cassie and Mekion. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mekion. I know what the future holds for you when I'm scrolling. Oh, is this the last one? This is what I end on. This is the last one. Their first kiss. I think they were dating a while before Mekion ever built up the courage to actually kiss her. It was sort of a sweet scenario. Yeah, I can't go anymore. So, this was the ending of this one. So yeah. Good things are not to come. But anyway, so that was the Forgotten Family. There is some more photos of them, again, but not here. I hope you enjoyed this little screenshot view and enjoyed seeing getting some of the info behind the scenes and stuff like that of things that was going on and things that I was doing and stuff, and having like a little recap of things that have happened throughout the Forgotten Family. Again, there is some more, but we'll get to that a little bit later. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the lovely like button and subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I almost forgot to say the lovely like button. Can't forget the lovely like button. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.